my daily dose of self-inflicted anxiety. Hi guys, it's Xenia. Welcome back to my channel. So if you are trying to hypnotize your man or yourself this Valentine's Day, this is gonna be the video for you. This is a perfect roundup of some of the most intoxicating, alluring, sexy, sultry scents that I could find. I did a deep dive on my collection and I just pulled out literally the hottest scents that will just get you attention. These are, in my experience, some of the most attractive scents ever. Every time I've worn any of these scents, I have gotten trillions of compliments, so I will definitely be picking out one of these scents to wear for Valentine's Day. I'm still deciding, so I've narrowed it down to 12 of like the hottest, most alluring, mysterious, sexy scents that I could find in my collection. You will drop any man to his knees with any of these fragrances. But even if you're not in a relationship, you can wear these yourself and feel your sexiest self. Even if you're not going out for Valentine's Day, even if you have no plans, doesn't mean you can't be sexy to sit on the couch. The only sort of disclaimer that I have in this video is the fact that none of these scents are gonna be in the affordable realm. My definition of affordable is not the same as a lot of people. Some people will call $100 perfumes affordable. In retrospect, yes, because there's $350+ perfumes out there, so $100 is affordable compared to that price point. But in my opinion, affordable is like $20 to $30, and unfortunately I don't really have that price range in this video. So I wanted to ask you guys if you guys would be interested in this exact same format and this exact same video, just with more affordable scents. Let me know and I will make sure to go into my affordable collection and pick out some of the sexiest scents that I have in that. Also, I have done this video in the past. I also have my recommendation for sexy body mists for Valentine's Day that I've also done, and those are all some great options, so I will link both of those videos in my description box if you're interested. So with all that being said, if you want to know what these perfumes are, then just keep watching. Before we get into this video, please make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and turn your post notifications on, and let's get started. I'm going to start off with a perfume that may come as a shock to a lot of you guys that have been watching me for a while, because this is a brand new fragrance to my collection and I didn't want to include it in this video because I've been trying to not show it. I've owned it now for like a couple weeks and I've been wearing it behind the scenes. I just haven't made a video on it because I wanted to do like a whole haul video and share some new perfumes that I got, but I had to include it for this video because this is Valentine's Day in a bottle, and it's Delina. Ever since I started my fragrance videos, every single video that I've watched has included Delina in it. Like literally every person and their dog and their lizard has Delina. So it took me a while to get on this bandwagon and I finally understand the hype, because let me be real here, I was not a huge fan of this fragrance. Even though I hadn't actually smelled the fragrance, I had smelled dupes of it. You guys know whenever I've done videos with Giuliana's perfumes, which I love, I did get a Delina dupe from them, which is very spot on to this, but there is something to be said about the original. I feel that way about Baccarat Rouge as well. Like before I bought the scents, I would smell the dupes, which you guys know there's like millions of dupes, and like the dupes are nice, but until I smelled the original, I feel like you can just smell the quality difference. Like yes, they're very, very similar scents, and if you're not a picky person and if you don't pinpoint like every single note, then you probably won't find a significant difference. But I am crazy like that because I review fragrances for a living, so this just beats any dupe that I've ever smelled of it. It does so well on my skin. It literally is Valentine's Day. Like it is the embodiment of Valentine's Day in a bottle. I mean, it even looks amazing. Like this bottle is probably my favorite perfume bottle that I own. I've been wearing this to death lately, and every time I have never received compliments like I have on this fragrance. My husband absolutely loves this. It smells like bitter roses, but in a sweet way, which is the weirdest description ever. I know, like I feel like that description doesn't even sound appealing. Like ew, bitter roses, who likes that? But that's just what it is. There's rhubarb in it, and so I feel like that's what gives it like that kick, that little bit of bitterness, maybe like spice, I'm not sure, because there's also nutmeg in it. But then you also get rose in here. You don't really get any fruits other than bergamot, which I don't really detect out of this at all. It's mainly like a very, very, very floral scent, mostly rose more than anything. But because it has peony and then it does have a little bit of vanilla, it kind of sweetens it up a little bit, and then you do get a very woody sort of scent in the base with a little bit of incense. But usually my experience with incense is that they turn really smoky, whereas in here I don't even really detect the incense. Like, it's not smoky at all. It's a really feminine scent. You're wearing like this pink dress on Valentine's Day and you're just emitting feminine energy when you wear this scent. I actually think this is what I'm gonna be wearing this Valentine's. Next up, this is for like my ultra sweet lovers. If you're a vanilla lover, which we all know what vanilla does to men, okay? Every man will be complimenting you left and right when you have this fragrance on, because vanilla is just, it's a magnet, not just for men, but like anybody. Vanilla is actually kind of known to be an aphrodisiac type of scent. When I was in high school or something, I read this like fact, or it was like a study or something, like a statistic, that if a woman was wearing vanilla, they automatically were more like attractive or something like that. One of the best vanillas, in my opinion, is Eilish by Billie Eilish. I absolutely love this scent, and I think this is just the sexiest, delicious, spicy vanilla scent for this Valentine's Day that you could possibly wear. A lot of the times vanilla scents will be done in a kind of more simple way, and while I do love just a basic vanilla, this one is, it is so good. It's more feminine, it's more sultry, it's a little bit darker. The vanilla in here is also intertwined with some cacao, which just makes it even more sweet. Then you have some spicy notes to kind of mature it up a little bit. Literally a hypnotizing, delicious scent. You will be a walking like vanilla cake, but a mature vanilla cake for Valentine's Day. You are literally going to be edible. So wear at your own risk. All right, next, this one's a little bit more dark and sultry. This is Jimmy Choo I Want Choo Forever. I have not actually talked about this fragrance because this is a newer-ish fragrance in my collection. It's not that new. I've had this actually for a couple months. I just haven't shown it in a video. I'm pretty sure I haven't shown it in a video until now because I've been planning to do a haul video. I have smelled the original Jimmy Choo I Want Choo, and while I thought it was nice, there was something about it that I didn't love. Like, it became a little too bitter and just weird on my skin. I didn't love it, and it also reminded me a lot of Carolina Herrera Good Girl, which I already own, and I prefer Good Girl so much more to the I Want Choo. And then I saw that they had this flanker that has come out recently-ish. I think it's come out like the past few months, and I love this so much more. This is really sexy because they've added a cherry note in here, and I think cherry notes just, they do something. It's not a fruity cherry, like upbeat fruity cherry. It is like a dark, sultry fruity cherry. It still has like that bitter almond scent. Wow, that is so good. It's hypnotizing me right now. Like, I could smell this like all day. It's so sexy. Like, I'm sorry I keep repeating that word, but I'm like speechless right now just from smelling that. It is such a sexy dark cherry vanilla combo with a little bit of tonka bean, and then it also has this sort of greenness about it because it does have oak moss, but it's not too green where it smells like lawn clippings. Like, it doesn't smell like grass, but it just kind of adds a little something to the fragrance. Then you also get a little bit of vetiver. The dry down is stunning. It does amazing on my skin. It smells like the color red. Like what I'm wearing right now, I imagine like a dress that's like satiny red, or you're wearing like some red bottoms. That's totally the vibes of Jimmy Choo I Want Choo Forever. All right, hear me out. I know I've talked about this scent a lot ever since I bought it, but I mean, if I love a scent, I'm gonna keep talking about it. Like, hello, I'm not just gonna like say I love something and then never speak about it ever again. But this scent had to make this video. Musc Noir Rose. If you watch my videos, I feel like you're probably sick and tired of hearing about this scent, but oh my god, this scent, this is like, honestly, it is my #1 most favorite scent in the entire world. Like, this is the type of scent where if you could tell me that you can pick one scent that you would like to smell, just not even on yourself, but like, this is what you're gonna smell for the rest of your life, this guy right here. Musc Noir Rose is just, it is so addicting. Obviously, it's a musky, sexy, deep, dark rose scent, but I feel like that tells you nothing. It's a rose scent, not in a synthetic way, not in an overly mature way, but it is mature. Like, this is not gonna be like your little kid juvenile fragrance. No, she's grown and she's sexy. There's also a rich plummy note in here, which I think adds to that sexy vibe. Then you also get vanilla, so it is a very sweet fragrance overall, but it's like a dark sweet scent that just is addicting. It grabs you. Like, I feel like if you wear this, you will grab the attention of everybody. Every time I've worn this scent and I've gone to like a restaurant, I typically wear this a lot for like date night because I love wearing it as like a nighttime scent. My husband and I have kind of like this one go-to restaurant that we go to for our date nights, and every single time I go there, every waiter that we get, no matter who it is, they turn over to me and they're like, you smell really, really good. And it's always when I'm wearing this scent. If you want compliments, wear this. Point blank period. It's also one of like the best performing scents ever. It lasts for so long on the skin. One of the best scents to ever exist. This scent is another one of my signature go-to date night fragrances. YSL Libre Intense has changed my life. This is one of the most sexy, I feel like that's exactly what I'm saying about every single one of these fragrances, but they're all sexy in their own ways. Like, none of these smell alike. They're different in their own ways and they have something new to offer. I do own the original YSL Libre, and while I like this and I've always thought it was like a sexy, rich type of scent, like she's a boss, she's a CEO. The Intense version though takes it to an entire other level. It just takes it up 700 notches. You still get that rich vibe, but like even more in here. This one is like she has it all together and she's still CEO, but she also is lady in the streets, freaking the sheets. I can't stop sniffing this. So you also get a lot of lavender in here as well, just like the original. But the difference between these two is that this one has a lot more of a rich vanilla scent to it. You can kind of tell even just by the juice. This one is a lot deeper, you know, it has that sort of orangey hue to it, which a lot of vanilla scents obviously do. The longevity of this is absolutely insane. Like, you can spray this on your clothes and you're still gonna be smelling it for like 2 weeks. It seriously does not leave your clothes. It doesn't even leave your skin sometimes. There's times when I've worn this and I've taken a shower and I still smell it on my skin even afterwards, and that's rare for a fragrance because no matter how strong a fragrance is, it'll usually come off your skin a lot sooner than it does your clothes. But this one will. She will be stuck to you, and until you scrub it off, even then, you'll still be able to smell it. So for all of you guys that need a good lasting fragrance, here you go. This next scent is a little bit controversial because it's kind of a lot to take in. This is La Nuit Trésor by Lancôme. I feel like this bottle is stunning. It's like a dark diamond. I don't know. I love it. The reason why this has some controversy the reason why this has some controversy behind it is because it's kind of a lot if you can't handle strong fragrances. Well, first of all, why are you watching this video? All of these fragrances are on the stronger side. They definitely project and definitely fill up a room and make you notice. I think that's the point of this video, and this one is no different. So I feel like that's why a lot of people don't like this, because I feel like this is one of the strongest out of this entire video, but it's so good. I actually have this fragrance on right now and I have not been able to stop smelling myself this entire video. This is a incense fragrance, but unlike the incense, like little bit of incense that Delina has, in here you can actually kind of smell the incense, but it's not in an off-putting way. Like, it's not smoky or just off-putting. It's not that at all. It just kind of just mixes with everything else and gives them like this darkness. Every note that's in here, no matter if it's like a fresh, fruity, upbeat scent, it's automatically like darkened by that incense. And there is almost like a gourmand vibe to this because you get praline, you get caramel, so it's like that ooey gooey, sweet, sticky sort of a scent. You do get vanilla as well. So it's very sweet overall. And then it also has this touch of strawberry to it, and it just kind of gives it like that berry scent, but again, very dark. So that's this fragrance. Very long lasting, like a great performing fragrance, but also just great smelling. You just have to love stronger fragrances, stronger and sweeter, like almost gourmandy type of scents, to really appreciate this fragrance, because if you don't like any of those categories, then you will not like this fragrance. I'm briefly gonna touch on this next scent because this is another one that I've talked your ear off on, and I know I mention it so often, but again, like if it's a good scent, I'm gonna keep talking about it. Haute Couture by Givenchy. This fragrance is another one that gets me compliments like no other, and it's a fragrance that I feel like I would have thought that I wouldn't love because it's kind of known that this fragrance has like this smoky scent to it, but this doesn't smell that smoky on me. Like, yes, it has some darkness to it, but it doesn't smell like smoke on my skin. A lot of people like to kind of describe this as smelling like raspberry cigarettes, which I feel like sounds a little off-putting, but it's kind of what it smells like in a way because it's like this deep, dark raspberry scent, and it has like this peppery vetiver sort of combo, which I think is what kind of emulates that smoky dark vibe, well, without actually having a smoky scent in it. There's actually sandalwood in this fragrance, so again, has a little bit of like that spicy darkness depth to it, but I think what's most prominent in here is the raspberry for sure. Like, I smell that straight out the bottle. Like, before I even spray this out, I can smell the raspberry, but it's in a very, very deep, dark, and sultry way because the combo of the other notes. It is just a scent like no other. It's super unique, and it is one of my top most complimented scents ever. And I'm making a little dent into it, which every time I make dents into fragrances, I start getting nervous because I'm like, I don't want to run out, but like, relax, like you still have so much more. Next up, I don't need a prince by my side to be a princess. If you're not spending Valentine's Day with anybody in particular, this is the scent for you because it's literally called I don't need a prince by my side to be a princess. Like, preach on self-love. I actually have two Kilian fragrances in this video. This is one of them. This is a very intricate and mature marshmallow scent. Like, it is not your, like, for example, all the Ariana Grande scents, like Ari, Sweet Like Candy, they all have marshmallow in them, and while they smell really good, they are a little bit on the juvenile side. This one has marshmallow in it, but it's like a more mature marshmallow. It has that ooey gooey sweet marshmallow vibe to it. There's also a vanilla in here, but there's something a little bit more to it. Weirdly enough, there's actually green tea in this fragrance, which I don't really smell, but I do think that this does have like a little bit of a green vibe, especially when it opens up. Not so much in the dry down, because the dry down is mainly where you get that marshmallow mixed with vanilla, and it also has some benzoin in it as well, so it's like a little bit resinous. It's basically like a little bit of like a spicy marshmallowy vanilla scent. Unfortunately, the only downside of this fragrance, unlike any of these other fragrances which are really, really good in the lasting department, this one unfortunately isn't, which I wish that it was, but it's not. Like, it does not last very, very long. It does kind of transform into more of a skin scent after a couple hours, so you may be able to like faintly smell it, but after like 3, 4, 5 hours, it just kind of dies down more and more and more until it eventually kind of like disappears. So it's not going to be as strong as pretty much all these other fragrances are, where they last forever, especially on clothes. This one doesn't do it like all these other ones are. It's decent. It's not like the worst performing scent ever. But for a more expensive scent, I just wish it was a little bit better. So I just wanted to mention that since you guys are always telling me to mention lasting power. And then the other Kilian scent that I have here is Kilian Love Don't Be Shy, which is very, very famous. This one is also famous for that marshmallow note. And this one is a lot more overwhelmingly sweet than this one. But the reason why I had to include this is because this is those little Valentine's Day sweethearts, like the little candy hearts that you get for Valentine's Day. It smells exactly like that. Like, if you open up a fresh little box of those and you just smell it, and like the smell of that like powderiness, almost marshmallowy scent that comes off of those little candies, that's exactly what this scent smells like. So with that being said, it is extremely sweet. It is I feel like it's almost the sweetest out of this entire collection here that I have, because although all of these fragrances are really sweet, this one literally smells like sweethearts candy. Like, it's that powdery marshmallowy type of scent, and it is supposedly, as we all know by now, the scent that Rihanna wears, like apparently her signature scent. I don't know how true that is, but it is a really nice scent. It is a perfect Valentine's Day scent because, again, it's one of those scents that will make you smell like edible. The next scent is Twilly d'Hermès by Hermès, and this is the Eau Poivree. I know I'm not saying that right, but it's the flanker. It's not the original Twilly. The original Twilly was a little too much in my opinion. Like, it was kind of a little all over the place, a little too spicy for me, a little too green for me. It didn't really work on me as much, whereas this one is blended a lot better. I love this one, and the reason why I'm including this in this video is because when I wore this, my husband could not keep his hands off of me. Like, when I first bought this scent and I wore it, he was like, that is like the sexiest smell that I've ever smelled. So I'm like, okay. So I had to include it for this video for that reason. This is also really spicy. I feel like when I first smelled this out the bottle, it smells really good, but I almost get like pencil shavings slightly, but not in a bad way, which, I mean, how can pencil shavings be good? But it is, okay? Trust the process. When you actually spray this out, you immediately get this kick of like, almost like it makes you want to sneeze. Like, it's like peppery almost, like spicy and citrusy. It actually has pink pepper in it, and then it dries down and you get rose in it, but the rose is very discreet in this. Like, it doesn't scream rose, it just kind of adds a little bit of a feminine touch. And then it actually has patchouli in the dry down, and that's literally it. Like, all you get is pink pepper, rose, and patchouli. Those are the only notes that are listed in here. So you would think that this would be a really simple scent. It's not. It's very complex, and honestly kind of hard to explain. It's a little bit on the classier side from all these other scents though. It has amazing longevity. I totally didn't think that I would love this type of fragrance, but it completely took me by surprise. When I smelled it for the first time, I was like, wow, like, why have I waited on buying that for so long? Coming down to the last two scents, obviously none of these are in any particular order, by the way. So the next scent is Baccarat Rouge. Again, briefly gonna talk about it. I know you don't want to hear it, but just hear me out. Baccarat Rouge is a stunning scent, and although maybe we don't want to hear it anymore, because yes, we've heard it all before, it is one of the most talked about fragrances in the entire fragrance community. If I walk outside right now, I will smell somebody wearing this scent or some sort of dupe to this scent. But truth be told, this scent gets you compliments like no other, because it is so unique and it stands its own. Is that the saying? I don't know. It's unlike any fragrance that you've ever smelled, and it's honestly really hard for me to explain. I'm not even gonna try to explain it in this video because I can't. Go into a store and smell this scent, and I promise you, you will fall in love with it. You just will. Or maybe you won't. Weirdly enough, it has like this medicinal vibe to it, but it just works. And if you want a cheaper version to this, in my opinion, they're not exactly identical, but it gives off the same vibe. You can try out Cloud by Ariana Grande, and obviously there's like millions of dupe houses that have also duped it, in case you don't want to actually spend the $350 that scent is. This is also one of the best performing scents ever. Like, it will last trillions of years on you, honestly. Like, if you wore this and you never took a shower, you'd probably smell like this forever. And then the last Valentine scent is Valentino, Donna, born in Roma. So this is a classic, super feminine. It's like this boozy or bourbon vanilla type of scent. Every guy that has ever smelled this fragrance, like every single man that has ever smelled this fragrance, has told me it smells really good. Like, it gets compliments like no other. I feel like this is like, for example, Sweet Like Candy by Ariana Grande or even Ari, but it's like the more mature, older, sexier sister to those fragrances. Like, if you like the vibe of those, you will love this. It's very sweet, gourmandish vibe with that bourbon vanilla. It's almost like you're wearing candy, but like mature candy. And there's also a very prominent black currant vibe in this fragrance, and I love black currant. So think black currant and bourbon vanilla. That is this scent. Also amazing lasting power. Will stick to your clothes for days. All right, so that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys have an amazing Valentine's Day, whether you're with somebody or you're spending it alone. I still encourage you to put on a cute outfit, do your makeup or whatever you do to feel your best. Still do that and enjoy it, because whether it's romantic love, friendship love, or self-love, you can still celebrate Valentine's Day. And I feel like with any of these fragrances, you will hypnotize the people around you or yourself. Let me know if you're thinking of wearing any specific scent this Valentine's Day, like what scent is like your sexiest scent that gets you the most compliments. Leave that in the comments because I love sexy scents. But that is it for me today. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.